Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Psychic Mr. Red. I am your host, not Psychic Mr. Lore. So, two things. First of all, for those of you on the VOD, hi, you're awesome, never forget that. For those of you not on the VOD, you're probably wondering why I'm so damn late, and there's actually a very specific reason for it. See, I saw all day yesterday as I was logging in, and I crashed a few times, so I saw this several times, that, hey, there's a patch day today. And I'm like, okay, no problem. That's actually good, because I can schedule around that. And because I have, because getting a car access is a thing I have to schedule with other adults in the house. It's like, okay, I need the car in the morning. I need to go use it in order to go get groceries from this period to this period. And I need to wake up a little earlier than usual to make sure I'm out and then back in a decent period of time. Okay, cool. No problems, right? So I get all that set up and ready to go. And I'm out and about. And it occurs to me, I have no idea how long the patch is. So I decide to go ahead and hop onto Discord while I'm out getting gas. And I'm like, hey guys, anyone know when the patch is coming up? And the response is, yeah, the patch is until tonight. By this point, I'm literally already out at the gas station, and I do need groceries, because I was out. I need my carrots. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just stayed out and got most of my errands done. I actually didn't get all my errands done, because I actually had other stuff to get done. But it's like, okay, well, I'm in a hurry, so whatever. But the second thing I wanted to talk about is, why am I in this goddamned tomb, which has been more annoying to navigate than it sounds like. It's getting its own negative, too. Here, let's give that negative right now. MSQ. King Ranpere's tomb. Go directly to hell. It will not cross go. It will not collect $200. Also, Blade Torval is awesome. Okay, there. So, the reason I wanted to mention this, it has been mentioned a few times in what I can only refer to as a mocking tone, that I haven't actually finished any expansion yet. And I want to be very clear about this, that just, there was like a dagger into my heart, because it's true, I have not finished a single expansion yet. So we're going to do that. And we're going to wipe the board clean before we start treasures. So, we're back here doing nation stuff. No, the whole point is that this will be the exact opposite of fun. Everyone knows that. Everyone in the world knows this is going to suck. And you know what? That's fine. You know me. I would rather get the bad over with so I can get to the good. And I'm playing Midnight after this. What's a trust? Is this one of those weird British things? But no, it's actually true, because it has been mentioned. Dude, I hope Count Binface wins. I unironically do. I would be immeasurably amused if he did. Can you attack? Hello? Okay. Whatever. That would be even better, Mr. Red. That would be phenomenal. Anyways, the point I'm trying to reach is that I'm not just doing this because I feel slighted, but rather because I mean this sincerely. I haven't beaten a single expansion yet. Like, I keep thinking, oh, I'm making great pace, but I'm not. I haven't done anything yet. In 5 days now? Hang on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. In 5 days, I have accomplished nothing. So let's accomplish something. I didn't finish Zillard. I didn't finish anything. That's the point. At the time, I couldn't finish Zillard. At the time, I couldn't finish Nations. But we're going to, by God. We're going to finish everything. You found a book, but are unable to decipher it. Who could have thought a tomb was hidden here? Yes, yes. I am pure evil. I was afraid I had dropped it then, but how fortunate that you retrieved it. The dwellers of Bob still do not know, do they? King Renpere, at long last I find your tomb. But much distance separates us now, ironically. Please, please watch over me. No, I am no longer worthy of such status. Not anymore. Please at least judge my actions for what they are. I still deserve salvation, great king of dragons. Yeah, Rax, although I guess that'd be queen in your case. Queen of dragons. Nah, that sounds familiar. Could you show me that for a moment? I promise not to take it. After all, you wouldn't have found this place without me, would you? Thank you. It seems to be written in code. Yet the writing is in ancient Sandorian. I suppose I never had any part in it. But it seems the tome is the only thing here. Instead of a Dark Lord, you would have a queen! Beautiful and terrible as the dawn. Treacherous as the sea. This is Rax. This is Rax saying all this. Alright, now we leave. No. You're good, Mr. Ed. I'm finishing Nation. Emphasis on the singular. I have not decided if I'm committing to doing the other nations yet, to be quite frank with you. But I have already gotten past the bullcrap part of Sandoria, so there's no reason not to do Sandoria. Like, that's the thing. I'm thinking about having to do Castle Birdbrain 2 more times, and I'm just like... And Delkfud. And I don't even know what else. And I'm just like... I do have the key for Delkfud. I've received details on your mission from Prince Tryon. I'll deliver the book to the scholars for decipher. The deciphering will take some time. Although if you don't talk to him there, nothing happens. That's actually an interesting question. Since I have already been to Birdbrain, up, down, and in between, can I Nexus through there? Is that possible? I know, like, it's such a central tower to so much of the story, too. Delkfut. See, the problem is, ideally, Mr. Red, what would happen is you would park in Castle Birdbane and then stay there. Right? Like, because then I would do one whole story arc, and then I'd switch, and then I'd do the other story arc. What I could do, actually, in order to speed that up, is I could get through Delkfut. No, I could get through Birdbrain. Hang on. I could speed this up for you. I could get through Birdbrain. Wait, you have alts, Blaterval? Hang on, if you have an alt, that would be better than forcing Mr. Red to park his character in frickin' Birdbrain for a while. Okay, hang on. There we go. Hey, it's been deciphered. Woo! Is this game alt-friendly? Did you know you have to pay for alts in this game? Like, you think FF14 is alt-hostile, which it is, it's worth noting. This game is, like, one of the most alt-hostile games I have ever seen in my life. FF11 does not want you to play a second character. No, that would still work, Rax. If Blade Tavel can park an alt there, what that means is I'm not on a timer anymore, right? Real money to Base Master. Because then I could just do, for example, I could just do Windhurst. Go through Castle Birdrain, teleport in, do the rest of Windhurst, which is going to take more than a day, and then start over. Yeah, you get it, right? And then start over Bastok, and by the time I get back up to Birdrain, timer's up. I'm going fast. I ain't going that fast. That's why I was hesitant to ask that of Mr. Red, but if Blade Tavel can park someone there, that's going to... You know what? Okay. If you're willing to commit to that, Blade Tavel, I will commit to doing the other two city-states. Because that is a non-insubstantial hurdle. Not in practical, real application, but in morale. Just to be really honest about that. That is a non-insubstantial hurdle avoided. I don't remember what the other barriers are in vanilla. I really don't. Well done. Do you wish to know what's written in the tome? It says, let's see, from Kira White Noise. Kira White Noise is awesome. And is putting that towards Tokyo Extreme Racer, ESO, and Godzilla, etc. Thank you, Kira White Noise, as always. Always appreciate. Thank you. One second. I'm not sure I can think of an MMO that's more alt hostile than this game. Like, FF14 is reasonably alt hostile, but at the end of the day, if you really wanted to, you could just make another alt and go do stuff again in FF14. It's not the end of the world. Most MMOs are very pro-alt. That goes back to the Bronze Era, too. Back in EverQuest, Asheron's Call, especially, there were mechanisms in the game that made you want to have alts, right? There's a reason the concept of mules started existing. Trade mules, crafting mules, bank mules, guild mules, etc. So, well done. So, the king is about to make an official announcement regarding the book's contents in the Great Hall. Father, shall we begin? Yes, I see the discoverer of the ancient tome is also here with us. As you all expected, the tomb is, in fact, the true resting place of the Dragon King. I applaud our adventurer and his work. In addition to this, the ancient writings tells about King Renpere's treasure. According to the encrypted tome, the treasure is a sword that, when unsheathed, wields more power than one can imagine. The Lightbringer. The Dragon King's Lightbringer. Unfortunately, the whereabouts of the sword were not found within the tomb's pages. However, our investigation has taken an important step forward. Lore Runner, if you obtain any new information on Lightbringer, I ask you to share it with us. While finding Renpere's holy sword is one of our top priorities, paying proper homage to the former king is something I wish to do as successor to his throne. Lore Runner, I wish for you to travel back there and kill everything in the tomb. According to the walkthrough, I don't have to kill anything, but I want you to understand that I'm about to give this game another negative to gameplay. Because you remember that tomb? No, tomb is correct. That I was just doing mostly off camera? Yeah, I gotta go do that again. The exact same tomb. Literally the same path, to the same destination, in the same dungeon, with nothing changed. The worst part is, literally all I have to do is go in there to talk to the door again, and then I'm done. Backtracking is literary device. How do I invite Mr. Red? How do I do this? Man, I love Locust enemies. Hey, PB Good Fate, and hi, Walker, I think just popped in. Who was that? It was Walker. Hi, Walker. Oh, well, you're right there, so... You know, I meant to get the book while I was in there and kind of spaced. I think I want Southern? I think. Well, I mean, generally speaking, there's usually 3 types of healing, right? There's prevent damage from happening, there's restore health, and then there's restore health over time. I feel like there's others, like, I mean, there's variants, right? Like there's draining, for example. Oh, this is west. Damn it. Where the hell's east? East is over there. Hey, Shoku. Shoku Shuko. Oh my god, I can't talk. I have no brain. Yep, brain destroyed. All that remains is FF11. You ever heard that song, Collective Consciousness from Metal Gear Revengeance? Yeah, that was actually FF11 singing that. That's true, there's also avoidance. And yeah, overhealing is kind of its own thing, and can vary. Because yes, some games allow you to get buffer health, temporary health, and some games don't. Come on, game. Come on, game. Game! Mount! Jesus Christ. There we go. God damn this game. Okay, where am I going? Right. There has got to be a faster way to get in here. Yeah, I forgot to get the survival guide last time. That's on me. I'll accept that. The best part is I'm probably not going in here again. Yeah, no, that's where I went in last time. I mean, the other one says exit, so... Although I think it only says that on the add-on. Oh my god, this is so stupid. I'm sorry. I know I'm already getting into the negativity, but Jesus Christ. I just want to go to, like, a low-level dungeon. And the game's like, no! You walk, young man. Okay, I'll walk. Please stop beating me, FF11. No! You deserve this. You have sinned. And now you must suffer for your sins. What did I do, F11? Please, I'm sorry. You actually played other MMOs and enjoyed them. What is wrong with you? You disgust me. I'm so sorry. Please, I'll never do it again, FF11. Please. Please stop whipping me, please. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. No! You are going to enjoy being whipped. You're going to learn to love the whip because you deserve it. No, God. Please. Please, no more. Please. And this is just my entire day. Thank you for the donation, Walker. Give me a minute. What character in Warcraft with FF11 be? Oh my god, I suddenly can't think of his name. No, it wouldn't be Gallywix. It's the guy who was abusive towards Thrall. I can't think of his damn name. He's dead now. Blackmore. That's his frickin' name. Masochistic multiplayer. Ah! Alright, hang on. Let me see what that donation was from. Goes towards another crusade, chained echoes, and gravity circuit. You got it. Thank you again, Walker, very much. Alright, now where's this dumb book? Oh, like right here. Oh, it is right here. I'm dumb. There. Okay, now, have I mentioned how much this dungeon sucks? Like, it's one of the first dungeons you see as part of the Sandorian chain. It's just, like, who decided this? My favorite part is the map is a goddamn lie. Now, maybe that's my fault for relying on the map, but it really is a lie. This is like your standard first dungeon crawler setup. With bland rocks, no music, bats and goblins. This is about his default... Oh, and a cave. Look at it. Look at the cave. Look at the cave. Soak it in for a moment. Behold its glory. Yeah, like, have you seen Evo's game? By the way, someone should type !Evo in chat really quick. If you've seen Evo's game, it's got nothing on this cave. Nothing. Her game, I'm sorry, Evo, I love you to death. You cannot hope to surpass the brickwork of this cave. Seriously, you should go check out Evo's game. And wishlist it. Even if you don't intend to buy it, please wishlist it. It helps boost it internally. Plug. I am unabashedly plugging the hell out of that game because I want as many eyeballs on it as possible. I want that to be a success for her. Yeah, Resurrection is one of those interesting things in a lot of RPGs because most people never talk about res mechanics in an RPG, but it's actually a huge element of the game. If I can use a direct example, in Final Fantasy I, resing is such a pain in the ass to do that it's effectively it's in some cases it's better to reload a save than bother to res. FF1 NES, I should clarify there for a second. For a bit of contrast, in something like, say, FF4, resing is almost not worth doing in combat. But once you get out of combat, it's a joke. Like, you know, the moment you're out of combat, you just pop a life potion and then heal them back up and you're good. But doing that in combat is a huge hassle because they'll res with very, very, very little health, and the enemy has a decent chance of either hitting them with an AoE, which doesn't do a lot of damage, we talked about that yesterday, but enough to kill them, or just targets them directly, and at which point you've wasted like the equivalent of 3 actions trying to get them back up. And there's a term for that, I forget what it is, it's like the death spiral or something like that, or resurrection spiral. It's when you just start falling behind, because the boss is just outputting more than you can handle. So, resing out of combat, no problems. Later, to keep with the FF series for a second, that true, Dakota. In fact, I used FF4 specifically because the life potion is relatively cheap in FF4, which was a change because while Phoenix Downs existed in previous FFs, they were expensive as hell. Like, just absolutely gigantic money sinks. And then later FF started adding good reses, like Life 2, which reses you to full health, or Life 3, sometimes referred to as re-raise, which reses you after you die automatically. This way, I think? Yes. Yep, because I literally just did this walk! Thank you, Shadow Machine. Always appreciate. I will, pull this up here so I can see what you put it towards. Donkey Kong 64. Do you hate joy, Shadow Machine? Do you savor suffering? Yeah, true enough on Falkenstein. Actually, fun fact, I've never beaten Donkey Kong 64. I down. Is it this way? God, hang on. I'm actually turned around for a sec. Where am I? Where am I? No, I want to go. I want to go this way. I'm right. No, I'm good, Blake Duvall. I'm just they're killing me. They're killing me, Blake Duvall. They're killing me. But no, I just the N64 era wasn't a big era for me in gaming, thanks to work and suicide attempts. So I didn't actually experience a lot of the PS1/N64 era until the PS2 and the GameCube were already out. So there's actually quite a few games there I really know. Like, we've talked about GoldenEye. I actually have no personal exposure to GoldenEye. I never played it. I never really got into Smash. I never really did a lot of, like, the early PS1 stuff like Ace Combat or Soul Calibur, any of that. And yeah, exactly, Rex. So I kind of did a backwards thing, and just as a result, there's several holes in my library there. So I have no opinion on Donkey Kong 64. Although, I don't like the rap. I'm sorry. Is it this way? It has to be. I do know more of the history of the rap, since it was thrown together at the last minute, more or less on a lark. I was talking to a friend this morning while I was out and about getting groceries. And it is actually interesting. You ever think about the dominoes of real life? Because it's easy to point to, nexus points or bottlenecks in your life, where if one thing went differently, it would be a huge change in your life. Yeah, I got a lot of those in my life. If that truck had been a little bit to the right, I'd be dead. We're talking inches. Well, I shouldn't say that so differently. I might be dead. That would have been head trauma, and yeah. Okay, we did it! We completed the quest. That's not a joke. The quest was just to walk back down here. Jesus Christ. No, it was just a pickup truck, Jay Palmer. I've never been hit by a semi. At least not that I remember. Oh, God. Anyways, I will add it, Shadow Machine. Give me a second. That's to Donkey Kong 64. And I'll allocate 800 hours for it. But yeah, as per your report, no monsters infest this place. Are you sure? Very well, let us begin. Your Majesty. Oh, excuse me. Spirit of Ran Perry, great king of dragons, may your rest continue undisturbed. Watch over the glory of our ancestors. Welcome, heir of the dragon blood. The sword. You must hurry. Be gone from these holy grounds, foul deceiver. What? We must have run away. We should hold our position till the end of the ceremony. Yes, I shall guard the interior. But I wonder what that knight meant. Surely he meant for us to obtain it quickly. What else could it be? Surely just a riddle, nothing to worry over. The Dragoon's riddles are often deep. Yeah, I can attest to that. Rax! What do you mean? Have you forgotten, Kurilla? The knights who served King Ranpera were headed by a Dragoon, the last one of that age. Last of the Dragoons, huh? I knew it was no ordinary outlaw. Anyway, the rest is up to you, Rahal. Hi, Kane. Rosa should be with me! What was that? Surely the work of evildoers. Anywhere the outlaw goes, they are sure to follow. Your Majesty, we must continue the ceremony. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, sorry. Your Majesty. Pull out the sword. We failed to capture the intruder. It's probably just another grave robber. We shall post nights in this tomb, so we've nothing to worry about. I thank you for your service to the bloodline of King Renperi. Thanks to you, our future's bright! I mean, I did take care of the Shadow Lord! No? Okay. Wow, what an engaging quest. How do you restore a limb in a video game? I guess you could just abstract it away as a video game mechanic, but like I'm picturing, how do you do that in lore? Oh, whatever. So what? We decided 6? We'll try 6. Oh man, magic mechs. Hell yeah, brother! I mean, Nero, yeah. I love how, because health doesn't regenerate, I'm just damaged. Like, that's just my life. I could heal that, but it would honestly not be worth the time investment. Well done! You're rank 7 now. Go away. Yeah, I'm still injured thanks to God. I'm just gonna double check. I'm almost positive it's not, but... yeah, I didn't think so. So, 6. Let's try that. Prestige of the Papskew. So, 6 appeared to work. The Papskew has worked for you. Do you want to work for the Pope? Tell him to wipe his own ass. Yeah, I'm not worried for Sandoria. I am concerned about the other two, but we'll see. Where am I going? Cathedral. Game. Oh my god. So I need to get to the Bostono Oubliette. I apparently want to get a survival guide while I'm down there. I mean, it could be worse, Rax. They could be sending me to Detroit. Hello? Is this it? This is it, okay. Hey, it's PU. Ah, Lauren, you've come. The royal family requests your assistance. I assume you've heard of the late King Renperi's Lightbringer. If that sword were to fall into Orcish hands, Sandoria would have her back against the wall. This situation must be prevented at any cost. We have Temple Knights participating in search efforts, but there's an obvious lack of manpower. Our scholars have been combing through ancient Sandorian text you retrieved, searching for new clues. I'm confident they'll find something. If only the cathedral's library had survived the fires of the Great War, we would not be so behind in our research on Lightbringer. Your Holiness! I apologize. You have a visitor. Mind you not. What is it? Yes, Your Holiness. During the search of the library, we came across an ancient parchment hidden inside another book. Until now, we passed it off as a poem written by someone long ago. However, after deciphering it, we realized it was a message reporting something deep within the Bostono Oubliettes during the Great War. What? Could it be the Holy Sword, Lightbringer? We were unable to tell from the content of the parchment, but honestly, is it just me or is the dialogue just noticeably worse? When did this content come out? Report to the king immediately. This may shed some light on the whereabouts of Lightbringer. King Piu! What if we sent Lord Rudder to investigate? He was the first to find the true resting place of King Renperi and has the trust of King Destin. I feel a preliminary search is necessary before a full-scale survey is carried out. You must act. Blah, 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 blah. You must act before Prince Trion. Have you already forgotten the incident in King Renperi's tomb? I understand your words, but I feel it's my duty to first report these new findings to my father. Your Holiness. Will you go and investigate their findings? On the outside, the prince may deny, but on the inside, he is counting on your success. That makes sense, Rex. Not that Koji does bad stuff, but this is noticeably worse. You know? Like, it's not bad translation, but it's very flat. A lot of unnecessary repetition, a lot of lack of proper word usage and choice. Just very flat translation. Which makes sense if this was Zillard era. Okay, so into the castle. I mention it because I've been noticing the improvement as we go forward. Like, Treasures has had some honest-to-goodness flavor in its dialogue. Which is kind of the first time I've seen that, really. That's not true, that's not true. Prish had flavor. But, like, that's it, right? She's the only one. Okay, oubliettes, oubliettes. There it is. Yeah, Rhapsodies is a noticeable step up as well. Alright, where's the book? There's the book. Book is a lie. I mean, I suppose that's a normal progression, right? You're probably supposed to get better over time, not worse. To use WoW as an example, even Shadowlands, for all its garbage, had noticeably improved cutscene construction and design. Better animations, and better storyboarding than BFA, which had better than Legion, etc., etc. Send me down. Is there music down here? There probably isn't. This is a vanilla cutscene, or excuse me, Zillard cutscene. You know what that means? It's time for some real music! Okay, I'll wait for you. Yeah, I'll even do this. Fresh plug to Game Metal, who does some absolutely fantastic mixes on YouTube. That's Gametal, Game Metal. This is a Deltarune mix. What's funny is I know the dude's married. I don't know who he's married to. Not that it matters. It's just, it would be funny because he clearly calls himself game metal, but it would be funny if he was in fact gay metal. Sorry, Otherworld, we got a rocket. We've got the most intense dungeon in the world. Oh, actually, I should figure out where I'm going. Hang on, where am I going? E7. That's like right in front of me. Oh, sorry, no, that's not it. I apparently need to get to that thing down there. Okay, we can do that. That's easy enough. But you know the best thing about game metal? No AI! I can't... So, obviously I've been pretty AI for a long time, but let me tell you. Speaking as someone who's been floating around the remix scene for decades now, the AI mixes have become so prolific, it's disgusting. I've had to block entire channels from my feed. I gotta heal whoever my heal is. Oh, alright, whatever. The good news is it's usually pretty easy to tell when it's an AI mix. Let me give you a hint. If you've ever seen those videos where it's like, here's this song, but in a different genre, there's a pretty good chance that's AI generated. Not all of them are, but that's been a very common thing lately. Jesus, Rax. I mean, Koji's legit. We've all known that, but damn. Now, hang on. He can obviously do really super awesome music. But can he do like a more downed, like a more slow-paced song as a remix? You know, you're getting in the way. But might have gone too far. This is also game metal, by the way. Hang on. Nope, this is right. Honestly, you want to hear my favorite game metal mix? I'll play it after this one. If you want to, if you want to hear it. Find it. There it is. Found it. Okay. Okay, so I killed the guy. Woo, now what? Okay, got the tablet. And now we're done. I don't think that's really polemic. Some people have recently been conflating the word polemic with the word political, and no, that's not how that works. But anyways, I absolutely adore the idea of Faragi, or however you pronounce his goddamn name, losing to Binface. I legitimately hope he does. No jokes, no memes. Screw him. Fromage, so Farage. God, that's even worse. Honestly, if I can be really blunt for a second, politics needs a bit of a kick in the pants. Too many politicians over the last 40 years have gotten way too complacent. And frankly, so have we. Like, barely enough, barely a change in the status quo should not be a big deal. I'm sorry. It is entirely possible, Mr. Ed, and that is something that we risk. That's how that works. This music is very appropriate for this scene. I see, so you did not find the Lightbringer, but what you found is truly a possession of the Lost Dragon King. Your Holiness, the Royal Knights sent to investigate the Boston Oubliette have returned. They turned up nothing! Wait, what's that? Prince, Lord Runner retrieved the stone tablet from deep within the Oubliette. When the great King Renpere brought the chaos in Sandoria under control, it is said his admonition was carved in stone. This is that very tablet, my prince. I was correct in assuming the Royal Knights would not be suited for such a task such as this, one that requires perseverance. However, we cannot be sure the tablet is King Renpere's. Absolutely, there's much deciphering that must be carried out. It will require more time. I promise I will make this task our top priority. No, exactly, Darthinka. There are exceptions, because that's what an exception is, but... As for you, once the deciphering has been completed, we may have another task for you. Good day. Well, I promised you another song. It's gonna be a little loud. And no points if you guess what game this is from. Yeah, let me try to turn it down. There we go. Secret of Mana, actually. Good guess, though. Well, it's a mix, so... This is my favorite part right here. No, I think she's screwed, Von Falkenstein. I've always liked the Dark Lich song because it is so unlike any other song in the entire soundtrack, and it helps to emphasize the idea of what Thanatos is in Secret of Mana. He's alien. He is actually the only Mavolian in the entire game, excuse me. And the whole idea, I saw someone once comment about this, and I agree with it completely. The Dark Lich song, it's called The Oracle, feels like murder. This isn't some boss. This isn't some eldritch creature or, you know, monster or thing to be overcome. This is something that is here to murder you. And I've always kind of liked that contrast because it put Thanatos in relief to everything else in the game, including the actual final boss, which is far more of a heroic song. Anyways, I'll stop boring you with incredible remixes. Let's listen to the incredible in-game music instead. Oh, yeah. That's the stuff. If remixes are not legal, we have so many issues as a species. Princess Clady? I finished watering the flowers. Thank you very much, peasant slave. Now go shine my boots. You're getting pretty good at this, my lady. I have to watch out or I'll be out of a job. Bye-bye. That girl used to never come out of her room, but she's brightened up a bit since I started letting her help out in the garden. Yes, nothing we can do will bring back her parents. Unless... Your Highness. As long as there's war and strife in Vana'diel, there'll always be little girls like Larima. Ah, Lore Runner, I called you here to thank you in person for bringing the Dream Rose, as you are continuously putting forth your good for the royal family. As for me, I have not the power to retrieve a single seed. The princess traveling to other lands, think of your safety. Yeah, but what if Sandoria found herself in the same situation Tavnazia did? What would become of me then? Would I just sit and wait for the destruction of the kingdom? Your Highness. 20 years ago, the Beastmen concentrated their forces in Tavnazia, and then the explosion. Nothing was left. The Tavnazian Peninsula was ripped from the mainland and became an island. Yeah, I know all this, thank you. What was the purpose behind the Beastmen's actions? Can we truly let something so terrible happen again? What can I do, a princess locked up in a castle? I envy you, Lore Runner. Your Highness, speak no more of such things here. Take a look at the blooming flowers. You're right, I apologize. Please enjoy the beauty of the roses. What? Hang on one second. Oh, for Christ's sakes, that's a cute one. Sorry, I'm actually waiting for a package to be delivered, so I get a text from the USPS, which is like, hey, you should go to this extremely dodgy, virus-riddled site in order to accept your package. Anyways. Now, that's right, it's time to go back to the gate guard. Yeah, no, generally speaking, most government bodies don't send texts. There are a couple of exceptions to that, but they're always informative. They never require action, in other words. No government body in the United States will ever text you about something you owe or about something you are owed. Ever. Well, yeah, like if you have an appointment at the DMV, they'll text you about that. Say, hey. Or, so for example, I do my taxes myself, right? That means I tend to get texts when my taxes are approved. But that's it. It's just, your taxes have been approved. Your return has been approved. That's it. No action, just informative, right? Wait a minute, this isn't the right song. If I can find the right song. Is it not here? Is this it? No, that's not it. Do I not have it? Oh my god, I might not have it. Locally. I literally might not have it. Huh. Oh, whatever. Let's listen to the best music in Fire Emblem. God, even now, it's been years. It's been over 4 years. I think it's actually been 5 years now. I still cringe hearing this music. Yeah, I don't know how that works in Canada, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you're in the same boat, Evo. Okay, please tell me I have this place. I probably don't. I'm looking for Yugot Grotto. I probably don't have it, whatever it is. Oh my god, I do. Oh my god, I do. Thank you, God. Yeah, most governmental sites, people, and look at, like, if you physically go to the DMV, I can attest to this, they have signs up that say, we will never text you requesting information. If you receive a link from us, ignore it immediately. Oh yeah, listen to that Fire Emblem music. Okay, hang on. Oh, this might actually be quick. Holy God. We're safe, Mr. Red. We're safe. They can't hurt us anymore. You got it yet? Been looking for it with Crystal Dowser, but no find. Oh, let's charge this ammo and attach to battle machine. If this worked in Great War, we no lose. Who dare? Yeah, even the cutscenes are way simpler. So who's my healer, by the way? Because they're not doing their job, whoever they are. I thought it was Mila Aliapo, but, like, I have not been healed lately. don't know, Mr. Red. But my point is, I thought I already had a healer. Clearly not. So hang on. He's a paladin, she's a mage, he's a bard. What is Millie Eliapo? Aha! Heal me, Mealy. Heal me. Heal me. Oh my god. I actually got a heal. I'm in shock. I think that's the first time I've been healed since I fought God yesterday. It's not a joke. The orcs are using this portal to gather energy to enhance the power of their weapons. This may explain the explosion that led to the destruction of Tavnazia. Using the energy in its unstable form has obvious consequences. I apologize. My name is Idealek. Oh my god. Idealk? My name is Edie. I am an adventurer like yourself. I'm on a mission for Sandoria. From what it looks like, the orcs are also searching for Lightbringer. And they don't seem to have some special way of looking at it, if we don't find it before they do. I applaud your resourcefulness. Pretty good for a mere adventurer. Who are you? The Orc's Crystal Dowser is a nice piece of equipment. I use it myself. It'd be a good idea to stop those orcs from using the magic portal. Who knows what might happen if you don't? However, there's more to this than meets the eye. I wish you luck. Wait, why are you... Let us pray for the safety of us both. I hope to see you again. Yeah, me too. I'm kind of into elven women. Or, I mean... No, that's totally true. I shouldn't actually lie about that. Okay, hey, Mr. Ed, what's up? Hi, hey, hi, yeah. Back to town. Why can't all the quests be like this? Go to place, kill thing, immediately go back to town. Done. I know, once again, I hate to bring up my tabletop rule set, Dakota, but I experimented with the idea of having major injuries as a whole mechanic. And the whole idea was to have there be like an extra layer of penalty for failure, outside of just restoring health. The idea was that restoring health was going to be a little bit more video gamey. You know, you just pop a potion or heal it in or whatever. Whereas a major injury was something you had to do something about. But in application, it just turned into a hassle. So I kind of walked away from that. I still feel like it could work for certain specific formats of games. Like where maybe, you know, it's actually not a major injury that you heal. It is a permanent injury that you deal with, Darkest Dungeon style, right? But I'm still chewing on that. Because, yeah, exactly. Healing still needs to be fun. It's the WoW thing we talked about yesterday. WoW, it has to be gameplay. You needn't worry about some petty traveler. You're in a different league. Thanks. Okay, next quest. How many of these are there? I guess I can pull that up really quick. I am well aware of the North African campaign. It is rather infamous amongst board game geeks, and I am a board game geek. Hang on, 1 second. Yeah, I was just looking. 9-2 is going to be our last Sandoria quest. Is it a game I would recommend? No! No! Under no circumstances ever play the North African campaign. It's literally not designed to be played. That's not a joke. Do not touch. It's one of the first meme games. Like, seriously, if you look into the history of it, you'll see what I mean. Prince Clades' coming-of-age ceremony is drawing near. The ceremony is an important facet of our tradition. Monole Halver has put to call to high-ranking adventurers for their assistance. Okay. Ah, the young princess has finally become a lady. Oh, you can get details from Halver. Okay. I'll tell you about it. This is kind of vague because it's off the top of my head. But the gentleman who was making it was already a well-known wargamer, right? He was someone. This was not his first game he had designed for a company, and they had tasked him. Whoops, hang on. They had tasked him to make a new board game, and he, for whatever reason, was like, "Well, I kind of don't feel like it." So he made what I can only refer to as a troll game, which was the most stupidly, insanely, convolutedly detailed, complex, and complicated board game that exists to this very day. This is a board game. Yeah, exactly. Blood felt this time. This is a board game that, just to give you an idea, has rules for if you assign pasta rations to Italian troops, it changes some of their stats. That is the level of depth that this board game has. It takes hours upon hours to do a single turn. It takes months to play several rounds. To my knowledge, the only people who have ever actually completed a play of the game did so as a challenge run to say that they did it. The gentleman who made it was later interviewed and asked, "What the hell, dude?" And he's like, "I thought they would, like, proof it, you know, like, play test the game or something, and they didn't." No, Mr. Red, I know you like to think about big, awful, terrible, sluggy games as like your bread and butter, because I don't know why. Don't ask me. This is not that. I want you to imagine playing Europa Universalis 5 as a board game, but you have to keep track of literally everything yourself. Like all that stuff that's the video gamey stuff that the computer's handling, that's on you. Dear mother, my coming-of-age ceremony is drawing near. My brothers tell me that during the ceremony I'll be informed of all the secrets of the family. I've heard the same tradition was carried out in Tavnazia. What secrets were revealed to you? Will I be able to handle the burden as you did? I beg of you, mother, watch over me in these trying times. Yeah, it had a limited print run for obvious reasons. Yeah, Crusader Kings, but you do everything, including keeping track of everyone and everything. Have fun! Lore Runner, I assume an adventurer of your stature has heard the rumors of Prince Clades' coming-of-age ceremony. The North African Campaign. I don't remember the full name, but if you look for board game North African Campaign, you'll find it. The ceremony is a piece of tradition and requires much preparation. This is where your assistance is necessary. Travel to the Fountain of Kings in the Quicksand Caves and bring back this quest item. Okay, sure, whatever. Looks like I can use Unity 125 for Quicksand Caves. So let's do that. See, here's the thing. Speaking as something of a board game geek and veteran at this point, there's obviously a gradient here, but you want a degree of abstract when it comes to your board games. You don't want them to be too detailed, and you don't want them to be too simulaty, because in reality land, all that stuff has to be handled by a person with a pen and a paper, and usually a dice. And let me tell you, that drags. Jesus Christ, Dakota. Like, you ever notice how D&D tends to take a while because combat takes a while? Yeah, multiply that by 50. If you've actually, I just said it, Mad Overlord! Nobody listens to me. If you ever hear me talk about a particular video game being board gamey, What I really mean by that is it's abstracting. Quicksand caves, quicksand caves. There it is. I don't think I have Star Wars. It's not off the top of my head. But no, abstracting can be good. Abstracting often is good, even, I would go so far as to say. Every now and again, you don't need to know the specifics of which inch of the person's arm you hit. Leave the simulator stuff for the video games. Okay, I actually don't know, Jay Palmer. Where am I going? Hang on. What? Like, for real. What? Ah, gotcha. Actually, I think I have heard of that, if that's the one that you're describing. Where? Okay, I'm sorry. This map is not helpful. And the guide literally just says, go to map 2. I'm trying to figure out where map 2 is. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's this way. Here, let's get some stuff up just while we're here. Now, I will admit I like complexity in a board game, but again, there's kind of a sweet spot there. Like, one of my favorite complex board games is Eldritch Horror, which I've actually played on stream several times. And that looks a lot like a complicated game, but it kind of isn't. It's complex without being complicated, as I am fond of saying. There's plenty of moving pieces, but all of it is sufficiently intuitive that you're just like, oh, okay. And you just kind of pick it up almost immediately. And that intuitive thing is important. Like, to use a video game example of what I'm talking about, WoW is actually a ludicrously complex game in terms of its combat. But most people can sit down and pick up how to play WoW within literal seconds. Agreed, Von Wolfenstein. Another good example, that's my job, Mr. Red. To drag us to hell. Hi, Dream Whisperer. Another good example of that is... I just lost the name of it. I can never actually remember the name of the damn game. It's Mystrium, the Horror of the House of the Horror, and something. It's a game where you place down tiles that builds out the haunted house as you go. And then stuff happens, and when stuff happens, you react to it based on a grid. Hey, map 2. Perfect. That's actually exactly where I wanted to go. Check it out. I figured it out, Mr. Red. I became Mr. Dead. Or, I mean, Mr. No, not Blueprints, although that is a video game basis of the same thing. Mystery of the Haunted House in the Hill. I think that is right. There's also a Baldur's Gate version of the same game, which is also pretty good. Point being, it looks complicated, and indeed, there's a lot of complexity, but it's super easy to pick up. And that's the point. You want, for those kind of games, my opinion, you want a low barrier to entry. You want a player to not sit down and be so overwhelmed that they're just like, oh, and they never even try it, right? You don't want Imperium, to put it into simple terminology, for those of you familiar with that game. Okay, so we need to hit E, which is over there. Okay, that's what I thought. I liking the sand, deserty music down here. Yeah, I was gonna say, none of this is really new. And so far, nothing's really happened. Anyways, is this the longest FF? I think FF14 is actually a longer game, pound for pound. But this would be number 2. I'm not sure any FF could surpass this, other than 14. This game can be longer. Come on. There we go. I mean, yeah, von Falkenstein, but again, the North African campaign is a meme. That's not a real board game. I'm sorry, it's not. Hold on. We want leftmost. Looks like. Well, no, maybe. Took me about 100 hours, Ross. I still have that save. I still have that PS2 save card. And if I check my own video archives on YouTube, I can find that save. I have already spent more than 100 hours on this game. In fact, I'm pretty sure, yeah, playtime is right there. What is 5 times 24 plus 14? So you say that, Blade Taval, but I'm not sure I am, because I haven't finished any expansion yet. It's part of the motivation for turning back and finishing expansions. Yep, I didn't do the lightning dodge, and I never will. Okay, 134, that sounds more accurate. So we are currently 134 hours into this playthrough. Now, that's off-camera time, too. But still. Okay, got the drop. And we're done. I'm not even mad. I will attempt it. I will attempt it. I will give it an honest attempt. Where am I going? I'm going to Haber. Oh my God, Ross. I mean, yeah, this is pretty fast, admittedly. My reason for not wanting to do these is self-apparent. I didn't want to do the other nonsense. Unfortunately, and don't take any umbrage here, it's just I'm going to have to wait on doing the other nation states because I'm going to want my anchor, that's you, in position for those. I don't want to have to... Yeah. I think we'll do Windhurst next, just get that out, because everyone tells me Bastok is the good one, so... It's funny, Ul'dah is the good one in 14, and Bastok is the good one here. Ah, drops of Emnio. These are used during the princess ceremonies as well. Tradition prohibits us from allowing you to attend the ceremony, but feel free to view it. Sure. Alright. Now I have to wait 1 real-life minute. I'll be right back. That's up to you, Mr. Red. I don't want to force that on you. I really don't. So my beloved sister has procured me a late birthday present. Whoops, wrong screen. Sorry, hang on. Hi. Oh, my sister's a few months late for me. Don't worry about it. Hello. Hello. So obviously this is intended to be a cat bed, but the cat bed does not do, or the cat bed? The cat doesn't do beds. He doesn't care. So instead I have it. I don't really have a place for it right now, unfortunately. The tongue comes out. That should not be there. Remember, I also got this delightful capybara with the shark thing. So that looks kind of horrifying, actually, but he's got a place to hang out. He's like, hi. Hello. Kind of like almost stand up in there. Hello. Like I said, I don't really have a place for it yet, unfortunately. Yep, 2 sharks eating 1 capybara. Okay, surely that's been a minute. That's been 2 minutes. Perfect. Looks like we're going to Uglipe next. We're going to be out of the Baron music before we get out of this frickin' cutscene at this rate. Hey! I hereby conclude the coming-of-age ceremony. Out of the way, peasants. Popcorn? So the baby princess has finally become a lady. Did you know it is custom at the coming-of-age ceremony for the dark secrets to be revealed? I'm sure you've already heard that during the Great War, the family betrayed my father, Altidore, and dragged Tavnazia into ruin. Silence, infidel. Where did this vagrant come from? No, I do not expect you to know who I am. This is the first I have been to this cathedral. Wait, you look familiar, but you couldn't be. But I am Rochefone of Tavnazia, son of Altidore, sole surviving heir to the Tavnazian throne. My mother's brother. Rochefone, you were slain in the Great War. You doubt your own eyes. Pitiful. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Pitiful Bobs. French. Pitiful French. That'll be the downfall of you all. Know this, French. I will find Lightbringer. It is the destiny that drives me. After him. Stop, scoundrel. Wait! That Rochefone is a poison in our fair country. Dispatch the knights and have them comb the countryside. No! All of Vanadiel for him. But how could it be, and what could he want with the holy sword? Comb Vanadiel, I swear! Comb Vanadiel! I like how one of the steps I am up to is go to the Temple of Uglipa and farm a key. What do you want to bet? It's going to either take like 2 or 3 kills or 50. And nothing in between. What do you want to bet? The king has requested your audience. He has selected you from a mountain of adventurers in Sandoria. You should feel honored. You have matured from fledgling adventurer to a great asset to our kingdom. Back to north. Yeah, like I said, this is either we're either gonna get stupid good luck or we're gonna be here a minute. If you want to get started, Mr. Red, it's the Den of Rancor, Unity Warp 128. She's fine, Mad Overlord. Like she's dead, but... Call forth all members of the court. Has the adventurer Lore Runner arrived? Where have you been, sir? Well, I was killing Promathia. What? Yeah, sorry. Don't worry. I did it. He's dead. Ah, well, the deciphering of that stone tablet has been completed. There's one line that has us especially intrigued. Light will befall the great Vanadiel only when the true heir of French raises Lightbringer to the heavens. And this means... It means only the true heir of the French throne will be able to unsheath Lightbringer, and that only when he does will the true power of the sword be unleashed. Then it is decided, when we have possession of the legendary sword, Treon and PU will both attempt to unsheath it. Whoever succeeds will take my place on the throne as the true heir to the House of French. The true heir? Treon or PU, the sword will decide the future of Sandoria and lead us from darkness. Of course, we must first locate the treasure of the Dragon King. Rahal, Karilla, I want your knights to concentrate your efforts on locating Lightbringer. Yes, Your Majesty. Understood, Your Highness. And Lore Runner, report to Rahal. I trust your involvement can only benefit Sandoria. Set forth and search the darkness for the light that will guide us to a brighter future. The dawn of a new era in Sandoria. You know, if this was more political or less political, I think I would like this story more. You notice I haven't given a single positive. Because... nothing's really happening. This is like someone dryly reciting lines of lineage from England. You know? You know what this is? This is episode 1. Yes, here's the Crystal Dowser. Go to Uglapel. Let's go. Okay. If I could explain that a little bit more. So, one of the biggest complaints episode 1 always got, oh, I'm sure, Litval, was that it was too many politics in Star Wars. And that's stupid. Politics have always been interesting in, yeah, exactly, Star Wars. Politics has always been interesting in Star Wars. Fun statement. When written well, when it's interesting, like, politics have to be written well just like everything else does. Duh. The problem with episode 1 is it was dry. I've said this before, I'll say this again. George is not a good writer. And yeah, Star Wars tends to have really cool political situations, thanks to its aliens, its interstellar stuff, the war, the technology, and of course, the freaking Force. Yeah, some of the most intense and engaging stuff in Andor was following Mon Mothma. That's not a joke. So this is 128. Yes, 128. Yeah, Star Trek. when it does politics, has really engaging and interesting politics. Usually involving Klingons for some reason, but still true. Okay, now I'm gonna wait here for the Mr. Red. Or I'm just gonna... There we go. I'm gonna pop some people, that's what I'm gonna do. Actually, yeah, Blades Ball. I'm serious though, Ross. I know you don't like Klingons, but it's true. A lot of the Klingon-centric stories were very political stories. It was Klingon politics, but it was still political intrigue, right? This house fighting against this house for this station, and this group trying to eat this other thing, and using an excuse to try and shut down their access to the Chancellor, and blah, 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 blah. It was intrigue. I ate that stuff up as a kid, never mind now. It is, yeah, Babylon 5 was just the king of this. Okay, where are we going? They spawn in the large room near the den of... Oh, so just right here. Yep, there they are. Tomberry slashers. Yeah, DS9 also gave us tons of Cardassian politics and Dominion politics. And I agree with you. The Romulans have always been critically underrepresented in Star Trek. It's a damn shame. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a prelate key, specifically. Wait. Does that Moogle sell prelate keys? The Curio Moogle? Just clicked with me that there's a key vendor in this game. Actually, yeah, Ross, you're absolutely right. Prelate key. That was 2 kills. That was 2 slashers. I told you, it was either going to be immediate or a while. I frickin' said it. I frickin' said it. I frickin' said it. Okay. Leighton is a great character, Ross. The thing that irritates me about Leighton is that idiots, excuse me, players, viewers, think of Leighton as an evil man. And it's like, no! That defeats the entire point of what Leighton was. He was a good man and a patriot. And he cared. The whole reason he bothered was because he cared. Sorry, I don't want to get into that rant. Okay, so now we go to the Temple of Uglapa. How do we get to the Temple of Uglapa? Looks like we could survival guide there. Hang on. No, exactly, Blade Javal. Making Leighton evil destroys the point of that entire story arc. Like, there's a reason why when Sisko confronted him, he took off his pins, right? He took off his lapel and gave up and walked away from it. Oh, goody, Mr. Red. I might not have this survival guide. Hang on. So there's a survival guide to the temple. Come on. Temple of Uglapa, Temple of Uglapa, Temple of... Nope, I don't have it. Alright, how do I get here? There's a geomagnetic font. Oh, absolutely, Ross. Yugatoogatoogatoo, huh? Alright, let's go to Yugatoogatoogatoo. Hi, Blue Highlander! How's your day going? Because I'm playing FF11. And thank you for the follow, Defun. Is that a C? Defantic? Sounds cool. I like that name. Okay, so where the heck are we? Oh my god, kill me. I don't even see the dungeon. Where's the dungeon? It's not on the map. Well, that's a J. I'm stupid. DJ Fantisi. Oh my god, that's even cooler. All right. I love it. Okay, it's Yoater Jungle is where we're going, because sure. Well, that's east. Oh, hang on. Let's see if I have a thing over there, because I might. I might have a guide. I've been very fastidious about getting all of these on camera and off. Hey, what do you know? And beer! Beer, beedly beer. Sorry. Nobody's played that game. Okay, there's the Temple of Uglapa. I mean, obviously anybody who watched me stream that game is also familiar with that. Yeah, compare the jungle we were just at in Treasures of Oot. Of Ot, Eat, Oot. Compared to this, right? Night and day. How do I get into the Temple of Uglapa? I swear I've been into Uglapa. That's the weird thing. Hello, Dr. Winter. I don't think either of our mods are on. But yes, is the answer to your question, Blue Highlander. Bregwin and Reximus are our two big mods. J11, which is... Oath of Fear? Normally I would say, I'll just invite you, but Twitch is really freaking stupid and literally requires me to give them my phone number in order to invite people. That's not actually a joke. And just because I stream on Twitch doesn't mean I want to give them my phone number, you know what I mean? So I have entrusted that sacred task to my pods. They have bitten that bullet for me. I guess I can just do this. There we go. I thought it might be close enough to not warrant it. I should have known better. There's an interesting bit of mount math in every game that has a mount. What it boils down to is how far a trip needs to be before it is no longer efficient to run on foot. WoW is interesting because thanks to dragon flying, that distance is like 20 feet. It is literally faster just than to walk 20 feet in WoW nowadays. It's kind of funny. FF14, it's closer to like 100 feet because of how long it takes to cast and then dismount once you get there. FF11, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's longer than FF14, but I don't know exactly. I did, Jay Palmer, and I am studiously, strategically... hang on, I didn't even clean up after my breakfast. I was in a bit of a hurry this morning since, you know, servers weren't actively down. Let me pull this up here. Pull this over here. Oh, we're going to get a book. Halo SPB 3, Secret Weapons over Normandy, and Sky Odyssey. Thank you very much, Jay Palmer, as always. Much appreciated. Okay. Where's our book? Ooh, okay, that's not terrible. Let's go there first. That's how we liking this music. Oh my god, ice cream. I demand ice cream. That's a joke. Although, actually, ice cream sounds really good right now. I've been in a sweets mood lately. You ever have that where you just get in a sweets mood? And it lasts days, and it's like, Excuse me. Ooh, cookie dough. Here, hang on. I've got music. Hang on. Oh yeah, no, I could see all the tonberries everywhere here. I can picture going through here and being like, ah! Oh, nope, wrong way. And these are level 50 mobs, so yeah, they'd probably be aggroing you if you were like 70 whatever, whenever you're doing this. Well, hang on, we're getting the survival guide. First and foremost. Okay, so we've taken the survival guide to the temple. Check it out. Hey, and now I have a guide from here. Exit to the jungle is literally the directions from here. Hang on. Go around the corner to entrance 3 back into the temple. Okay. I can do that. I don't know what I was wrong with me, Mr. Red. I like how we've had several quests in a row where they're just go do thing and you're done. And now we have this. And the worst thing is this isn't the last quest in this chain, so we might have even worse coming up. Okay, I'm going to wait here for Mr. Red. I'm also going to pop this, just in case. Okay, so we're here. We're looking for I-10 on map 2, which is where we are. So that's going to be... Looks like the granite door C, so... That shouldn't be too bad. Why, Giga? Oh, hang on. Let's get the music going again. Okay. Let's... Wait. Oh, God. I do have that prelate key. Hey, sturdy reluctance. Yeah, that sounds about right, Blade to Fall. By the way, something I haven't mentioned before is a lot of this stuff obviously is dependent on someone else not doing it right now. What I mean by that is there's no instancing in FF11, so if we got here and, like, you know, well, this isn't a good example, but in some cases it's like if we got to a place and the enemy wasn't there that we needed, then we have to wait for it to respawn because someone else killed it. So this would probably be a lot more frustrating if there were other players playing, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now we're going to get to the prelate thing. Yeah, I don't know if the Guardians respawn, but, you know. Is this our door? Yes. Trade. Prelate key. Ah! Okay. Hang on. So we need to go a south hallway. Excuse me. Excuse me. Ah, okay, hang on. What? Oh. Come on. I don't know what a flickering lantern is, but I'm assuming that would be amusing. Come on, attack! Hey, Thundaga 3. I was talking about this to my friends last night while we were playing WoW. The time to kill is actually shorter in FF11, thanks to how I'm playing, than in WoW. But it's just so much more of a pain to actually, like, target an enemy and then get engaged with the enemy and then use abilities on the enemy. It's just funny. Because it really is faster to kill things in FF11. And I just, something about that is really funny to me. Yes, I know it's because I'm super doomed. It's still true. Sakes. What am I in combat with? Well, there's also no slowly withdrawing your weapon every time you have to attack something and putting it away because that's the only thing you're engaged with in WoW. To name another example of that. It's a seconds and minutes thing, something I've already dinged. It just takes a minute, well, a second, to do anything. Okay, so I clearly missed something. I'm not sure where, because I only have 2 of these things. So what's an unlit lantern again? Oh, wait, you meant a flickering lantern. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore me. That would be terrible, Colgrim. Okay, so like, did I miss it? I did miss it, I'm just stupid. There we go, now I got all 3 keys. Oh god, I'm stuck! Ah! Okay. We have the 3 pieces of the broken key, okay. H10. It's this one. No? Maybe it's the other one. I don't know, Colgrim. There we go. You also don't have the positioning issue in WoW. I know that's a netcode thing, but still. What? There it goes. You could not find the Lightbringer. Your investigation is over. I'm taking you off the case, Lore Runner. See, this is why it took Lore Runner so long to be invested in actually caring about this setting. Because canonically, he was doing all this crap before he did all the stuff we've already done. All the Promathia stuff. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. This is still technically base content. 12 streams in, who's getting evacuated? Okay, so I actually have a list. Tenzin is getting evacuated. Olmia is getting evacuated. Obviously, can't have sex with her if she's not evacuated. I mean, hold hands. Can't hold hands with her. Prish is getting evacuated. Jesus Christ, Blade Jamal, what are you doing? I'm guessing card games. Yeah, the kids are being chained down under the meteor that's about to collide with the planet. The whole time they're screaming. Ah! Just imagine them at the front of the meteor. Ah! Welcome back from your long journey. I'm pleased to report Kurla's forces located the Holy Sword Lightbringer. You were totally worthless and you just wasted your time doing nothing. According to the writings of our ancient tomes, the scholars feel that the retrieved sword is truly the lost treasure of the Dragon King. The path leading to this day has been long and treacherous, however our journey is nearly complete. I do not have words to express my gratitude for your services. I thank you and wish you might continue your work for the good of Sandoria long after I have stepped down from the throne. However, one final ceremony must be held. The true heir must be decided. At that time, your service will be called upon. Hey, Mr. Red, do you have a magic astrolabe on you? No reason. Just asking for a friend, really. And yeah, my average level for beating FF8 is about 14. That's without trying. I'm pretty sure I could get that down to like 8 if I tried. No, this is totally in-game music, Dream Whisper. What are you talking about? There's a way to replace in-game songs with your own music, to answer your real question. So I replaced 3. Yes, this evening, Colbert. So that shouldn't affect us. Although, knock on wood. I mean, agreed, Dream Whisper. It's one of the things the GTA series has always done really well. Wow, really? Alright, alright. I gave him 5. He needed 6. Silly me. He needs more than 6. What the snot? Oh, wow. How am I that low after giving him 6 freaking gems? Jesus, hang on. Here, have 12. What's the one biggest thing they could patch to make this game better? I'm going to defer that question to Blade Devil. He knows this game a lot better than me and is far more invested in it. Like, I'm not sure I could pick a thing that could be patched out that would improve this game for me. I mean, there's a bunch of little stuff. And since Blateville has not answered my question, I'm going to go and buy my own Astrolabe, I think. Just to be safe. You know what? I know exactly what I would fix. It would be a big ask, it would, but it is the kind of thing that would be patchable. I would completely overhaul the sign-up, subscription, and login process. Just modernize that sucker. I guarantee you they are missing out on thousands, if not more, of players because just playing the game is that much of a hurdle. Yeah, get rid of the Play Online series in general. Make it a standardized launcher, or bake it into FF14's launcher, which is already not great, by the way, but still better than this. Make it so you can subscribe there. Boom, done, fixed. And yeah, I guarantee you more people would play FF11 the minute they did that. Long have we awaited your arrival. Your assistance is required in a mission for the kingdom. Where is the king, you ask? His Highness has retired to his quarters for the day. Recently, he has not been in the best of health. There's no need to be concerned with my father's condition. Now that Lightbringer's found its way back to Sandoria, the king has begun to show great improvement. He should be back to his normal self in days. Now, as for the reason you were summoned here, the Papskew has called you to perform an investigation. His Holiness should be here shortly. I apologize for my tardiness. I have assembled you all today to report a grave new finding. It seems of late a magical wall has been placed around Sandoria. A magical wall, you say? What's more, the barrier greatly resembles the one that was utilized during the Great War to protect Tavnazia from its enemies. An elemental barrier. Quite odd. To my knowledge, only an heir of the Tavnazian throne would be able to procure such magic. Rochephone. That scoundrel's up to something. However, what could his motives be? The magic wall has brought no harm to the kingdom, has it? Well, this is true. There are still many aspects to this phenomenon we do not understand. I feel it may be unwise to come to any hasty conclusions. And that's why you've requested the assistance of the adventurer, Lorerunner. That is correct, Your Highness. To maintain such a wall, a medium is required at its center. While mediums differ depending on the type of magic, I am positive this one is buried near Sandoria. And its location? With Sandoria at its center, I can assume 3 mediums have been buried. As far as I can ascertain, there's one in these 3 dungeons you have to go to. If it were me, I would bury them somewhere an adventurer would be least likely to travel, but where would that be? Your Holiness, it sounds like you're quite skilled at burying things. I have cast a magic wall in my time. I'm just calling on my past experience. Lorerunner, you must take extreme caution if you happen to come across the mediums. They must be disengaged in the correct order, and my instincts tell me a trap may be set. Once again, the Papskew has impressed us all with his extensive knowledge on the situation at hand. Yes, well, Lorerunner is one of our finest adventurers. He did kill God, after all. May the goddess bless you with her grace. Goddess? Salivate, salivate. With that Rochephone running around, we'll be forced to postpone the rites of succession. We don't want another scene like the coming-of-age ceremony. We have father's health to think about. However, if what he says is true, then and he truly is the heir to the Marquisate, that means we share the same blood. That is correct, my brother. Claddy, you know quite well you're not allowed to interfere in these meetings. Yeah, you're a girl. Go home, girl. Have you forgotten? I have completed my age of coming-of-age ceremony. I have the right to attend. She is correct. I apologize. Well, as long as you're present, let's hear your opinion on the situation at hand. As PU has just stated, Rochephone is our uncle, our mother's younger brother. That is, if you believe the scoundrel. Can I get off my knee yet? That's exactly why it's necessary to sit down and discuss with him the matters before us. His outburst at my coming of age ceremony has enlightened me to a piece of Sandoria's terrible past. Watch what you say. Not all of us here are of the royal family. I have nothing to hide, brother. During the Great War, the Sandorian army led the Beastmen hordes to Tavnazia. Sandoria used the Marquisate as a decoy. However, that decision was an important turning point in the war. The gallant battle waged by the citizens of Tavnazia dealt a forceful blow to the Beastmen forces and gave us enough time to prepare our armies. Yes, a turning point that meant the loss of thousands of innocent lives and the end of a proud nation. Tavnazia was destroyed when the Beastmen's secret weapon malfunctioned. Nothing, not even the Beastmen themselves, were left after that calamity. Then why don't you sit down with Rochefort and tell him this? Why must you capture him without being sure of his motives? Am I to believe this is how the royal family deals with its problems? Can you not remember what transpired at your coming-of-age ceremony? He does not seem like he wanted to sit down and chat over a cup of tea. There must have been some reason he could not tell us at that time. And that's why we must capture him! Only then can we clear up that which troubles our two sides. Alright, but promise me one thing. Do not hurt him when you capture him. I will heed your wish. However, if he lays hands on my knights, I'll be forced to take action. Yes, brother, that's all I have to say. Lore Runner, seek out these mediums that the Papscu mentioned. Oh, and get off your knee. It's embarrassing. Treon, I think it's time for us to call in the services of the Cadaverous de Cornelius. Are you mad? Think, my brother. If we allow Rochefort to run about as he pleases, the consequences could be irreparable. If Lore Runner is able to destroy the elemental barrier, we can be sure that Rochefort will be near. If we make the first move, we may be able to capture him. Then do as you wish. I ask the same of you that I did to my brothers. If you find Rochefort, please don't harm him. He's trying to tell us something. I know it. Yeah, he's fine. Whatever. If this is how it's to be, then I must take things into my own hands. Yeah, he's no god. He's safe. Whatever. Okay, so... Valley of Sorrows. Unity 135. Yes, you can, Mystic Maker. Anybody can, really. And negatives, and story, story positives, and story negatives. Half the point of streaming this is so that other people can, you know, give feedback and thoughts and opinions and tell me how dumb and stupid and worthless I am. Well, you got about 3 seconds, Mystic Maker. Of course, even the loading screen is longer than 3 seconds. I'm apparently a terrible liar. I just noticed she has a flower in her hair. There's an NPC you can trade merit points to let you replay bosses for level 99 gear. That sounds like a worse, but still present, version of the roulette system from FF14. Blade Tavel, you know more about that? Of course, Blade Tavel is off dealing with having to input AI into his systems right now. Valley of Sorrows. Okay, I'm going to I-8. Which is, like, just right in front of me. Okay. No, that does sound cool. I do like that kind of a concept. That does sound like a gameplay positive to me. Of course. I suppose there's literally no reason not to get a survival guide. Hello, game. There we go. I do remember that Blade 12. No, that does sound positive worthy to me, absolutely. Oh, now I've encouraged Blade 12 to think of all kinds of other positives. I'm still waiting on that class write-up. Or if you know of a class write-up that I could peruse, that would also work. No, I know. I'm not really in a rush. I haven't even finished a single expansion yet, if you remember. Alright, now... survival guide to Zarkabar. I don't know if I have that. We'll find out. There it is. What? Now that I've passed from the mortal realm, I've only you to turn to. The time left to me is short. Shadow Lord? 30 years ago, I came into contact with the insidious power of this land and rose from the grave. However, at the same time, the world laid claim to a part of my soul. I've been released from the hate that consumed me, but half my soul that was taken captive is calling to me. It's become a towering darkness, a raging hatred spawned from the depths of my being. Okay. Very soon, I will be drawn into that soul. No longer I will have the strength to resist. The soul that was divided will become whole once more, and that rage will take physical form. A new Shadow Lord will be born. Surely you've sensed the growing evil. The beastmen armies that are imprisoned here are massing for battle. They plan to return to the world of their origin, the realm that exists beneath the light of hope. My link to you will soon be severed, so listen carefully. 30 years ago, an expeditionary squad formed the elite soldiers of each nation sent to the Northlands. You must have seen their memories. Seek out the markings. They will aid you in the interests of this world. By the way, we're probably never doing this, so... Bye. Sorry, Rogram. Bye. I need to go to H7, which is pretty much straight north. Apparently there's a crystal here I didn't get. That's really funny, Mr. Red. Oh, right. Math. Not math. Of course it's on the other side of an impassable wall that's not visible on the map. Why wouldn't it be? Jesus Christ. Game, come on. Work with me here. Oh, that's a telepoint. Which I actually already have, apparently. That's even funnier. Okay, whatever. I'm going to... the ramp just north of us, looks like. Yeah, of course I have a cooldown on using my... Why do mounts have a cooldown? What's the logic there? Right, right. I keep forgetting cruelty is the point. I mean, we all know how bad it is to summon trusts if you accidentally unsummon them. Okay, we're looking for 3 clustered trees to the west of the ramp. I mean, that's another thing. Most games like this have a concept of a default cooldown, default value in general. There it is. Figure of Garuda. Why is she so hot looking? Alright, now... Idiom Necropolis. There's a survival guide there. Don't know if I have that. I'm gonna risk something. Wait, hang on. Can I go off this ramp? Actually, I do, Mr. Red. Of course I can't go off the ramp. Why would I be able to go down a ramp? What is wrong with you, lore? There we go. Okay, it's already taken too long. To answer you, Star Wars, most of the dungeon design is pretty bad so far. I've yet to see a dungeon that is a positive, or has a positive, I should say. I've seen a few dungeons that are not negatives. Wait, I need to survive the guy. Right. Hundred and something, Dr. Hunter. $134-ish, something like that. Okay, so now we are... What are we doing here? We are making our way to the southern room, which is D. I'm guessing. And then the center, G9. What? Okay, sure. Wrong way. So anyways, back to having music. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the Astrolabe actually works or not. If it doesn't, well, I know where to buy one. I don't know how much it costs, but we figure that out. Hey, Rama. I meant to clarify with you, actually. You meant Mafia 1, right? Because I'm pretty sure Mafia 2 doesn't actually have a... It's not on the list. Okay, so now we head north. Hi, Trishula. Where do you recognize my name from? Not what you call a big name. Okay. Oh, I think I know what it wants. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Little did I realize the center didn't mean the center, it meant the center. We want here. Ta-da. It can be, if you want to add it to the list. Oh, yeah, no, I've been roaming around a bunch, pushing through a lot of the older content. We're doing the city-states right now, Sandoria specifically. Blip, 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 blip. You got it, Rama. Let me jot that down. Am I attacking? Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, I do almost all my stuff through South Sandoria, because it's just such a convenient spot for Unity warping. And gate guards, and yeah, you get it. Let's bring some trust in really quick. So what's your new character, Trishula? If you don't mind sharing. Whoop, whoop, wrong way. I love stupid questions, Ross. I'm ready. What are we in... Oh. I'll save you, Mr. Red. By the way, I don't think I've mentioned this before. I really like your character's name. And not just because I have a character named Frozen Sorrow, which just kind of fits the nomenclature there. Ah, do you have an iPhone, Ross? Android. Well, it's possible Google's doing the same thing. I will tell you what Apple does. There's a concept that's more or less literally called the Apple tax. Any transaction you do through an iPhone actually charges an extra percentage on top of that, which they just claim for transactional fee. It's why I tell people don't sub to me or donate to me on Patreon, on PayPal, or on Twitch through iPhone, because it will literally charge you more, and I will get none of that, and it's all just going to Apple, because screw us. Hi, Jay Palmer. Again, welcome back. What do you use on Windor, Trishula? Well, what flavor did you get, Jay Palmer? No, it's probably the exact same thing Apple does, Ross, and that is another reminder to not sub to me or donate to me or whatever on mobile in general, because they're just gonna charge more for no reason. God. Yes, Matt Overlord. And apparently so does Google. Salted caramel with chunks of caramel bar and caramel swirls with chocolate whipped ice cream. Caramel swirls and chocolate chunks. I think you just gave me diabetes. And I accept. I don't remember how to spell it. Does anyone remember the cardinal lady's name? In, you know, Promathia? Maldurian or something like that, but I'm pretty sure I'm actually mispronouncing it. Mildarion. No. I didn't even know it was happening, Trishula, so I completely missed that. That's my bad there. Sigh. First event I've missed. Although, I was gonna say, I actually think I have better than that. Yeah, I've got Flamma +2, for the most part. Alright, did I get it? So, no, I didn't, because it hadn't spawned yet. Hang on. Come on. Oh my god, okay. I applaud you, your gallant defeat of the beasts. I seem to have underestimated your strength. I didn't want to do this. You saw with your own eyes the Orc's secret weapon in Yugat Grotto. If those beasts were to get their hands on Lightbringer, they could combine the two to create a weapon more powerful than the one that destroyed my homeland. The elemental barrier I set was to prevent Lightbringer from falling into the hands of the Orcs. But if you could not even realize that, then you are no better than those quarreling princes. Wait! Sheath your sword. Why must more blood? Yeah, it's the princess. I picked up that immediately. I remember you. Sir Rochefort, we've been trying to tell something to the French family. What is it? That is none of your concern. Valderam, go and check on the other mediums. Leave these two to me. Using force to make a point will only result in more force. If you wish, I can act as a mediator between you and the royal family. That's not the issue that can be resolved over Sendorian tea and crumpets, as long as Lightbringer's in their hands. Why is Lightbringer so important to you? What are you planning to do with it? The fall of the French and the rise of Tavnazia, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god, it's cringy. Who are you? We are members of the Sandorian Cadavers de Cornelius. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. Few select prisoners from the Bostonneau Oubliette, promised lives in exchange for service. Assassins for the kingdom. I've heard rumors, but I never thought the organization truly existed. I am honored. The French family is finally beginning to take my threats seriously. Why? On whose orders have you been sent? The princess wouldn't have done such a thing. We are an undercover organization and not at liberty to reveal our secrets. However, we can tell you this. We have been sent here to bring back the head of that man. No, how could he break our promise? I know not the word that you and the princess may have exchanged. We are here to complete our mission and we'll be on our way. I will not allow it. If you were to slay this man, you have to slay me first. Very noble. Princess Claudier! Banana! Oh, wait, no, hang on. I actually have something for this. Big dramatic reveal! To nobody. I don't know what you're talking about. If you wish to act foolishly, so be it. When we return, we'll simply report to the princess that a rogue adventurer attempted to hamper our plans, so she was eliminated. I cannot believe my brother would utilize such a group of fiends. Step aside, and there will be no need to make such a report. No, I will not allow this. I'm right here, guys. Do not say we didn't warn you. Many a night it has been since I've tasted sweet, warm blood. Yeah! No! Let me go. Our proof! Only his armor remains. However, judging by the damage to it, we can be certain our friend will not be with us much longer. We were out there a long time. Yes. It is unfortunate we do not have a body to take back to the princess. They will have to be satisfied with this armor. Worry not, Your Highness. I have no intention of informing anyone what I saw here today. However, you should learn to act more like a princess and less like an adventurer if you want to live. I could not help Rochefort. I could not stop my brothers. Rochefort, what were you trying to tell us? What secrets does Lightbringer hold? Oh, hi, Mr. Red. How are you doing? I was just watching all this unfold. You want some popcorn? I brought caramel. Yes, she must keep using darkness, even though it makes her feel bad. I hope the FF5 video is at least half as quotable as that. So if you type !next, you can see immediately J. Palmer. However, I will go ahead and tell you, we're playing Midnight next. Alright, I'm talking to the door. Ah, Forerunner. I've already read through Kutsu's report. The fact that Rochefon's body is not turned up troubles me, but I must commend you in your efforts in disabling the barrier. No, I do not, J. Palmer. I haven't even finished a single expansion of FF11 yet. As for the remaining details of what happened... Understood, Your Highness. You understand well the sensitive matters of the kingdom. The existence of the Cadavres de Cornelius must remain a national secret. If news of this organization were to spread to the ears of the other nations, the consequences would be grave. And with our father as ill as he is... Our father is feeling much better now. He should be returning to his proper position on the throne shortly. The rights of succession are upon us. When the time comes, we will once again call on your services. You are dismissed. P.U., what has become of our younger sister? She has shut herself up in the Mother's Garden. She must realize what we're doing is for the good of the kingdom. Trion? What troubles you, P.U.? What if neither of us are worthy enough to draw forth Lightbringer? Ha ha ha. Your petty worries and niggling prudence amuse me, brother. Fear not, there are none more worthy than we. Who goes there? An orc. Why would an orc be here? Hello? Is anyone around? The Cadavres de Cornelius? So the orcs have made it this far. Not surprising with the magical wall being destroyed. This forces us to change our plans. Why, you dirty scoundrel, leave this place at once. You have no right to be here. Yeah, it's Rochephone, you idiot. I apologize, Your Highness. However, I ask a moment of your time to talk. You wish to talk with me? Who are you? It's Rochephone! God, you're so stupid! Oh my god, Mr. Red. My poor Mr. Red. See, I need to do something for Mr. Red. I've got it! In honor of your sacrifice, I will play FF11 for you. What? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just dump 12. Whatever. Here, have 12 crystals. Okay. Apparently this is a long cutscene, and I need to go take care of something really quick. And I want to finish this before my lunch break, so I'll be right back. Forgiveness? Oh, there's music. I hereby declare the commencement of the rites of succession. The terms of selection will coincide with those found engraved on the recently discovered stone tablet of the Dragon King Renpere. Light will befall the great Vana'diel only when the true heir of French raises Lightbringer to the heavens. We shall now watch as the two princes attempt to draw forth the Holy Sword. Only then will it be known which is worthy to become our next king. Your Highness, have you any objections? I have none. Continue with the ceremony. Prince Tryon, come forth. Wait! Who goes there? Are you oblivious to the events that are transpiring today? I'm completely aware, and that's why I've come. Whatever your name is, what's come over you? No, that voice. You're none other than the rogue Rochephone. I could care less for the play you perform for your own amusement. I have come for one reason and only to take Lightbringer. You should be dead. What is the meaning of this? If you refer to the assassins you sent to kill me, you'll be able to find them at the bottom of the Bastor Sea. Their hidden identities only assisted me in erasing them, unnoticed from the face of Vana'diel. And that's how I was successful in crashing your little party. If you don't hand over... If you want to see your lovely little sister's head rolling on the floor, you'd best hand over Lightbringer. Why, you... As you wish. On the count of three, I will throw the Holy Sword. You will let the princess go. 1, 2, 3. A wise decision. I need not your praise, but perhaps you may enlighten us. How do you plan to escape while surrounded by royal knights? Compared to what I've gone through to get this sword, escaping from this place will be child's play. And what if the sword you hold is not the true Lightbringer? What? Why, you... We've been expecting you all along. When your body did not turn up, we assumed you were still out there planning your next move. However, we did not expect you to be posing as one of our own men. Ugh. Now the time has come to end your life. The darkness that lurks about it. Come forth, Lightbringer. Trian, no! Clade, now! We cannot let Lightbringer fall into the hands of those fiends. What's going on here? Where's Lightbringer? Why? The sword was unsheathed, but the gates of paradise did not open. Gates of paradise? You know nothing of what this sword can do. That sword is the evil weapon that destroyed my country. How do you know this? I know this because it was I who drew Lightbringer and brought it into my homeland. It cannot be. That was not the time to explain. Trian, you know now why I must reseal the Holy Sword. When I removed Lightbringer from its sheath, it felt as if all of Vana'diel was in the palm of my hand. As if all other life on this planet was useless. Had your sister not thrown the Dreamrose pollen at you, you would have most certainly been consumed by the power of the sword. We must retrieve Lightbringer from the grasp of the orcs, and return it to its proper resting place. If we do not, another country may vanish from the face of Vana'diel. Ugh. Lightbringer is not a bringer of light, but a bringer of darkness. Trian, Trian! Did you not hear him? We must send our knights immediately! Trian, get a hold of yourself! Rahal, rid of the royal knights, track down the orcs. Corilla, double patrols. Rest of you, let's retreat to the castle. Dismissed! As for you, Chamond, I have a few questions. You see what I mean, though? This whole story arc is probably worth a positive, maybe two, but in such an aggregate fashion. Because it's kind of rough, you know? It's getting there. Yeah, it's generically good. That's a good way to put it. It's just not as good as some of the stuff we've already seen in Promathia and in Treasures. I see you've all arrived. Now all I have to do is wait for Clady. How is he? How is Rochefort? Still unconscious. While the blow missed his vitals, we still have sustained a great deal of damage. The doctors have told me all we can do is watch and pray. I see. Then we must wait before we ask any more questions. However, I have just learned the role of the Lightbringer and the rites of succession was conceived by the Papskew himself. He lied to us about the true inscription on the stone tablet. The true inscription says how the sword must be protected at all times and must never be drawn. How would the Papskew fabricate such untruths? He has come to believe that the Lightbringer was the key to the gates of paradise. It seems as if the Archduke of Juno's brother, Eldenarsh, held him to believe this. Because the sword can only be drawn by a member of the royal family, His Holiness conceived the rite of succession. So the ceremony was a farce. It cannot be true. We will never know the full extent of the Papskew's ambition, but just like us, he was lured by the awesome power that Lightbringer harbors in its blade. And what is Lightbringer? Right now, all we can believe is what Rochefort told us. Lightbringer is a weapon that laid waste to Tavnazia. Whatever the case, we cannot let the Beastmen attempt to use it, even if it takes the dispatch of every last soldier in Sandoria. Father, let me command the army. Trio? I am to blame for the loss of Lightbringer. The responsibility of retrieving it lies with me. I was the one who ignored Clady's pleas to attempt negotiation. If not for my foolish pride, none of this would have happened. Allow me the chance to redeem myself. Curb your conceit. You're simply dancing on the stage of destiny. It's time for you to come down and face reality. I will command the army. You will stand on the front lines and show the knights the true honor and valor of the French family. PU, you will maintain supply routes, providing constant support to the front line and your brother. Clady, you will tend to Rochefort and watch over him. He has yet to win my trust. Lore Runner, after this display, you must think the royal family pitiful. Huh? What? I'm awake. What's going on? However, I have one last request of you. I wish you to stand on the front lines of the trio. And finally, we must not forget that we must be faithful to the citizens of the kingdom. We stand on the foundation they built. We must not lose their trust. Your Highness, one of the scouts returned. The Orc Lightbringer spotted entering the Kubia arena. Good work. Tell the scout to rest. I order all soldiers to Feyen. Tell them the fate of Sandoria rests on their bravery. No, it's like... And so I've just been calling it French. I can't do French. If I hear it, I can do French. Like, I can handle the pronunciation if I hear it, but when I'm reading it, my brain does not process French in English at all. Like, someone spell Honchefon's name really quick for me. In chat. Anybody who's played FF14. Esquie is another one. You know I know that one? Because I've heard it. There it is. There you go. Yeah, I look at that, and that does not translate to Honchefon for me. I only know that because I've heard it many times. Your Highness, the Orcs have formed a stronghold in the Kubia arena. Their leaders have gathered there. Understood. You may step down. It looks as if the conflict is decided in the arena. Noble Knights of Sandoria, if you fear for your lives, you're free to return to your families. However, unless the Orcs are defeated here today, you will not have a home to return to. Because the Orcs are evil. No, like by all accounts, the Orcs are just straight up evil. Those who wish to stay, entrust your lives to me, and I will not let you or your families or our kingdom down. You've got to be kidding me, Mr. Red. Let us take back what the beasts have wrongfully stolen from us. Let us bring victory to the Sandorian people. Here are your orders. Rahal, Kurilla, have your knights surround the area. Allow not a single orc to escape. We will not let the kingdom down. What of your knights, brother? My company will enter the arena and attempt to locate Central Command. Prince Tran, that would be suicide. Assign the task to my knights. Don't be ridiculous. I have a duty. And even if I'm to fall in battle, PU will be there to replace me. Keep in mind, this guy was totally cool with assassinating someone just because he was politically inconvenient. I'm just saying. Not even a threat, just politically inconvenient. There are still matters between us that yet to be settled. I expect your prompt and safe return. As I expect yours. Sir. My brother. Be silent, PU, for I know what you would say. Support the front line. Take care of Sandoria when that time comes. Don't be foolish. I've already seen the light of victory which shines on you. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Stop sucking each other's dick for 5 seconds. I'm here. I've got this. It's fine. By logical distinction, then, Mr. Red, I would want to skip the worse visit. Mr. Red. Okay, where am I going? That would be really funny, Mad Overlord. Like, oh, we killed Pramathi, and everyone's like, why was I being such a dick? Hi, Bragwin. How are you? You've got to be kidding me. I have to do King Ranpere's tomb again? That'll be 3 visits. I'm giving that another negative. Oh, look, they got past our fodder. Well, they no get past us. We eat them like wild rabbits. Wait, no knights be with adventurers. We be tricked. We're evil. I no need to fight puny adventurers. Do what you like with them. Yeah, this game was wildly successful, and indeed, again, was a financial juggernaut at the time. Best-selling Final Fantasy. In fact, I believe, as of this very day, it is the 2nd best-selling Final Fantasy game. Which sort of hurts a little bit to say that, but, you know. I am curious if that's going to show up, Mad Overlord, because we do have Wings of the Goddess to, like, cover that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm sure Treasures won't go into it, because Treasures is clearly going to be, like, a breather thing. You killed my men. Me underestimate power of puny adventurers. Now it'd be time for you to die. Cease, foul vermin. Another. Good, more meat for dinner. It's time for me to put an end to this. I am Tryon, true heir to the throne of Sandoria. Tremble at the roar of this mighty lion. So now this is an escort quest fight. Apparently he's pretty crap at keeping himself alive, too, so... Fortunately, we're pretty good at keeping things dead. We orcs hate that sword. It gives us great pain. We don't want pain. We try to destroy sword. Seal sword. You seal sword. Maybe we orcs forget hate. Maybe someday we live together. Yeah, no. Perhaps their hate is simply derived from the fact they were born into the world we call Vana'diel. Prince Tryon, we've been praying for your safety. We did not know what would become of you when you entered the battlefield. We attempted to follow after you, but some sort of barrier prevented us from entering. I apologize for the worry I may have caused by my sudden actions. However, Lord Runner and I were successful in defeating the vile orcs and retrieving Lightbringer. I'd like to thank you, Lord Runner. Tryon. Yes, P.U. I have returned, P.U. I believe it was your magic of protection that shielded me from the relentless attacks of the beasts. It's not like you to thank your younger brother. But this is no place to ponder such things. We must hurry back to the rendezvous point where Rahal and Corella are waiting. You're right, P.U. The time has come for all of us to return victorious to our homeland. We did it! Yay! Now imagine that terrible mount music from WoW Legion for a second. You know the one. No, Ross. Mr. Ed says I should pause. I am already 30 minutes into my lunch break. And I have at least 3 cutscenes coming up. Plus I have to walk back through the frickin' dungeon. That's the 3rd time in this quest arc alone. So, alright, fine. I'll go break for lunch. Whatever. I'll be back in a while.